Hello and welcome to Samadhi Game. We're broadcasting from New Jersey, and we're a little bit late with the broadcast this morning because we've been preparing to leave and get back to New Mexico, as well as we just finished taking a beautiful walk with relatives down by a beautiful reservoir, and just feeling the peace and the joy and the love. And I thought maybe we should comment just a moment about, the tornadoes in Oklahoma and the vast destruction that's happening there, and what is the cure in terms of our spiritual life. And one of the things I think is important is to stay positive, joyful, happy, and free, no matter what comes our way. And one of the ideas with Samadhi Game is to provide a solid foundation and a technique that allows us to re-enter that space of calm when upheaval or tumultuous times have disturbed that calm. So Samadhi Game is a way of entering into a correspondence with that neutral witness, that peace that passeth understanding. And so I thought we would go into...
Wait, let's talk about...
Sure.
It's so much... sadness and destruction, yet people still have the ability to not feel guilty for being happy.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. I think the tendency for people is, a lot of people, is to think that because there is so much suffering on the earth, none of us should walk strongly and courageously into the divine, into samadhi. We should stay locked arm in arm with misery. And I think that just creates more misery, rather than we need to lead into samadhi, not lead into despair and tumult. So we need a way of finding a way out. And there must be some of us who hold the balance for those that are in turmoil and trouble and can't find the joyful opportunity. So it's really our duty to stay as ensconced in samadhi as possible, ensconced in and that means not some otherworldly idea of samadhi, but an actual tantric integration of happiness and joy and freedom and compassion and outreach as much as we possibly can and as much as is necessary in our end times of trouble. And so Samadhi Game does indeed offer us an opportunity to a yoga, a way of yoking or creating that union back to that source. And even when that source consciousness has been disturbed in our outer lives, who amongst us has gone through life without finding a tumult, a disturbing moment when they are beset with either grief or anger or fear or something of a negative value? All of us have suffered that. All of us will suffer that at some point, and probably still, even if we suffered it before, we may have to suffer it again. And so we need some way of tethering ourselves back to that divine source, and I hope that Samadhi Game can help to do that for many of you, help you to find your neutral witness consciousness and stay clear in the joy, stay clear in the happiness, rather than succumbing to some of the consciousness that says you have no right to go on and be happy when so many people are unhappy. That is a fallacy, which will only drag down the entire planet if we subscribe to it. So let's stay subscribed in happiness and joy and be examples of that, rather than examples of sorrow. When we have an opportunity to post to our Facebook sites, let us find the most uplifting posts that we can make. Let's find with reverence and joy as much as possible to stay clear into that samadhi self. So okay, with that said, I just want to do a few mantras to samadhi, and today, as we'll be flying back to New Mexico shortly, so we'll have to be moving forward. But until then, let me see if I can find Samadhi Game, and then shift over to it. And let's go move this down here. find the shadowless light of samadhi, its feeling, tone, and state of knowing. This mantra that does indeed affirm that feeling tone of bliss. Let's go ahead and say it together. O glorious shadowless light of eternity, that brilliance of I am samadhi, shining in the void as 10,000 suns, descend, 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 as the tangible substance of loving splendor, dazzling intelligence, and palpable power, for all to absorb and identify with, as the full and only authority throughout the earth, the boundless treasure house of the universe, and our infinite I am samadhi of scintillating fire and dazzling light. That I am. I release the power of mastery without limit now, revealing the self and flooding forth perfect miracles and all activities, bringing to pass the enlightenment of the ages, and letting every being on earth sense and surrender to the intimacy of this light. Everywhere, the fullness of this self expanding as love, wisdom, and joy forever. Now, great songs of praise and gratitude burst forth from the heart of humanity for that silent splendor poured out to all. Now, pure love flows forth from the heart of the secret love star, drenching the earth with the glory and ecstasy of golden pink liquid light.
Now, the oneness of supreme
love, wisdom, and blazing joy overwhelms this whirl of duality in its glowing orb of transmutation, reconciliation, and dominion, making of Tara a smiling sun of everlasting, all-powerful, limitless light, casting no shadow, and in which only that absolute perfection can forever dwell.
Now,
I am limitless gifts of all good things, anointing the earth with abundance, healing, and happiness for all mankind. O presence of the shadowless light from out the great silence, we identify with thee now. I am the elation and exhilaration, freedom and liberation, eternal experience and gnosis of samadhi, its ecstatic hearing, blissful feeling, cosmic scent, sublime taste, immaculate vision, holding all safely within that compassionate diamond heart forever. I intensify this feeling tone of I am shadowless light, in acknowledgement, acceptance, and awareness, surrender, devotion, and adoration, for this state of knowing that, this all-pervading I am samadhi, the intelligence of the heart that is divine illumination. I, the neutral witness, am awake, as is the ascended Master Jesus, to this shadowless light, its feeling tone and state of knowing. That I am that never sleeps and enjoys all, now and forever. Let me just bring us back while I scroll through to our next mantra.
Like my painting?
I do. I love it.
Did you know I did that?
Yeah, I didn't know you did that.
I did. I just have to take that off. Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Jamie's garden.
Look at how beautiful. It's really magnificent. I didn't have time to look. So let's establish this pillar of light about us. As we are giving these mantras, we can actually bilocate ourselves by feeling. We've all seen the images of what's happened in Oklahoma. We've seen the devastation there. We can actually allow ourselves to pretend as though we can feel what's happening there, feel the space underneath us, underneath our feet and around us. You can feel the hearts of those that have been torn apart by this cataclysm. Allow yourself to feel and be there in presence while we give these mantras which affirm the truth, the stability, the power of the oneness of our beings. So come on, let's go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and shift us back to the mantra. Let me get this out of the way. We're operating from a very small screen, so have patience with us, please. Here we go. Opening pillar of light, pillar of the world. Sublime I am samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with this magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light, blazes that love as the violet compassionate flame, in, through, and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with the tangible substance, living awareness, and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I Am Samadhi. Let's go ahead and give this 2 more times. Sublime I Am Samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet compassionate flame, in, through, and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with the tangible substance, living awareness, and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I Am Samadhi. I just want to mention about this, we'll give this a few more times actually, I think, how important this mantra is. Whenever you've had an upsetting situation in your life, whatever it be, what happens to your auric field, I think most of us have seen pictures, the Carolean photography and that kind of photograph which takes place after you've before and after negative events in your life. As you're sitting in harmony, a picture of your auric field will show a dense radiation of green and blue and beautiful colors around your body. After you go through an upset of some sort, that green-blue density is replaced by a thin orange, red, brown type of auric field. And the idea is that as soon as your energy systems are upset, that energy is not communicated to your body in an even, calm way. So if you do this mantra, you can actually reestablish that connection with the oneness, reestablish that Wei Qi, the Chinese call it, around you, that little envelope of light which circles about your body, and really come back to the center of your being, center of yourself, so that your decisions, your actions, you have power rather than reaction. So let's go ahead and give this mantra a few more times. Sublime I Am Samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet compassionate flame, in, through, and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with the tangible substance, living awareness, and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I Am Samadhi. Let's give it a few more times. Really establishing the idea of this oneness. And with each of these mantras, you can actually visualize it a little bit more clearly, a little bit more deeply, feel what it actually means for you, so that it has more power. Sublime I am Samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet compassionate flame, in, through, and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with the tangible substance, living awareness, and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I Am Samadhi. Let's go ahead and do the Om. I'll bring this up on the camera here. Peace, peace, peace. Amen. 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 Let's go back to the mantra. Finish it. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Just like to do one more mantra.
Okay. Before we get on, we do pack.
Yeah, I know. We do have to pack. But let's go ahead and just do one more of these mantras. Let me take us to the mantra while we're on the camera here. I'm just looking for it. Let's do heartfelt. Heartfelt, tangible samadhi. Okay. O Great Spirit, O mighty I Am Samadhi at the center of all creation, radiant with illuminating fire, O heartfelt parent of all sons and sons, pour forth that life-giving power, fan the spark of that divinity on the altar of my heart. Amplify and magnify this spark by the fire breath of the whole I Spirit, into the potent God flame that I am. O the shimmering fountain of life, that I hear, feel, smell, taste, and see within me, I choose this constant cascade of liquid light, actively receiving its shimmering directive radiance, tangibly and powerfully manifest in my experience. I open the innermost temple of love within this evident celestial cosmic fire. I manifest that life and light for our healing and regeneration, letting the breath, height, fullness, and crown of the solar radiance of the sun behind the sun appear. I stand forth. Revealed in and through me is the neutral witness that Christos, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Pharaoh, Monarch, Divine Mother, Father, Sun Conscious Awareness. I am the visible, audible, and tangible flame of eternal life, breathing the scintillating prana-chi from the source to the root of my being, liquid rays of light, flooding my chakras, seated upon their lotus thrones of love, molten gold of enlightenment, shivering as ascension up my spine.
Crowning my awareness with a
Diamond rays of attainment. As the white fire beam of my heart, I dynamically emanate and transmit this audible, tangible, fragrant, delectable, and visible substance of living samadhi as creativity and direction. I am a sun in the palace of the shining void, this temple a glistening world of infinite space, the process of my transformations, sounding the melodies, harmonies, and rhythms of the great solar symphony. I am the dazzling flame of life, here and now, because I am nowhere else but everywhere forever. I am Samadhi's palpable joy, tactile glory, and felt perfection of boundless being. I am that, I am that, I am that. I am the neutral witness. I am the neutral witness. I am the neutral witness. In embodiment, in embodiment, in embodiment. I am oneness lived. Let's walk like this for the rest of this day. Hands up.
No judgment.
Grateful, no judgment. Moving forward. Samadhi game, our mantras in Samadhi game are intended to be an easy way of getting back into the flow of that neutral witness, even amidst the most difficult turmoil and upheaval in our lives. I can't tell you how many times I have been thrown off my horse, and I felt like all I wanted to do was stew in the negativity that I was experiencing. It's, I think we all go through that. We get into it, and then we have to have our negativity. We have to be there for a period of time. And I
like
can't...
the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, like it is. It's like the Tasmanian devil. And it won't change. It will change very slowly. It will usually come back to center. You'll be able to regain your neutral witness over a period of time. It will happen. It's almost inevitable. Because that light that's within us is very strong. But you can accelerate that change by coming back to Samadhi game, even in your anger, even in your fear, even in your disheveled awareness. If you come back to Samadhi game and you give those mantras, believe me, it will accelerate the movement back to that center point of consciousness, that neutral witness. So we offer up Samadhi game in these days of great turmoil and upheaval on our planet, especially in Oklahoma these days. Anyone who wants to use it, anyone who feels inclined or the need or can recognize the need, it's there, it's easy. All you have to do is say them words. You don't even have to know what they mean. You don't even have to actually have a belief in them. Just by sitting down and saying them, you'll feel the energetic release. Because the energy in these words is true to form, true to the Samadhi from whence they came. That's true.
Even when you're really angry, what do they tell you to do? Take a time out and breathe. Take 3 breaths. And what are you doing when you take those 3 breaths? You're saying, calm down, calm down, calm down, right? So the Samadhi, which are those higher vibration words, call on help.
Yeah, they do. Try this one out. I count 1, it is done, a feeling world be still. 2 and 3, I am free. Peace, it is God's will. I count 4, I do adore, my presence of Samadhi, all divine. 5 and 6, I do affix, my view on presence, all sublime. 8 and 9.
I don't know, I never learned that. I'm under the biblical rule. You learned the Buddhist thing.
8 and 9, I am thine. Come, O presence, be mine. So count to 9, count to 10, and get that Samadhi, and do the Samadhi mantras whenever, and even in the midst, as I say, in the midst of upheaval, in the midst of turmoil, is even really the best time to do the Samadhi games, and the best time to draw out chapter 2 of Samadhi game, the enlightenment with squares process, where you can actually chart out the upheaval that you're going through in a very physical way. So we leave you. Thank you so much for joining us, Linda, and all of those that would join in on the archived versions as well. I hope this has helped. We send our hearts out to you and feel your hearts joining us here in New York and New Jersey and on the East Coast in the same time period, in the same time zone. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy this music, this beautiful, noble, calming music that we have on for today.
Of the trumpet.
the trumpets.
What does the trumpet sound like when I sing?
Oh, you're my trumpet. I just have to say, when we're driving down the street and we have the radio on.
Yeah, but this is really horrible to hear. That I sound like a trumpet.
No, it's true. And your voice is beautiful. It's clear. Robbie's voice is a clear tone.
Hey, but I sing too loud.
No, you don't sing too loud.
Okay.
I never think you sing. She sing along with the songs as we're going down the road, and she has a beautiful, clear voice that.
Yeah, but you sound like a trumpet.
And she does, and she matches. She matches even. She matches even the most interesting nuances of the song. So it's really great.
As a trumpet.
Yeah, as a trumpet. Love you, dear. And love you all out there. And we'll see you back in New Mexico on Monday and Wednesday of next week. Maybe we'll get a chance to do an impromptu broadcast, so stay tuned. Love you lots.
It depends if the garden lived.
Yeah.
If the garden lived, then we will. If the garden died, then we're going to be in mourning.
Yeah, we will. We'll be doing Samadhi game.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Love you lots, and see you soon. Bye.